in front of a room full of peers. When your eyes are open at that particular moment, anytime that you hear me and me only say the word Nebraska, anytime I say the word Nebraska, you're going to think as if the person sitting closest to you smells fantastic. And you are going to want to nonchalantly get a whiff of your neighbor. Every time I say the word Nebraska, they smell even better. And you're going to want to sneak another sniff every time I say the word Nebraska. Conversely, on a count of 3 back to 1, when you sit in your chair with your eyes open at that particular moment, anytime that you hear me and me only say the word Florida. Anytime I say the word Florida, you're going to think as if there is a very foul odor coming from someone near you. Each and every time I say the word Florida, that scent gets worse and worse. However, at no time will you ever become physically ill. You live and learn. All these suggestions take place now at the count of 3 back to 1. People on stage and in the audience. 3, 2, 1. Sitting up, eyes up. Give all our friends a huge round of applause. Yeah? Huge round of applause. Central City, Nebraska. It is so nice to be back in Nebraska. I got to tell you, I flew into Nebraska yesterday. I flew into Lincoln, Nebraska yesterday. And I grew up right down the road in Bellevue, Nebraska myself. My father's retired Air Force. So I was actually born in D.C. I lived in Germany. I lived in Alabama. And lived most of my life in Nebraska. I went to the University of Nebraska for 3 years. Transferred up to the University of North Dakota. Graduated from North Dakota. Moved back to Nebraska. I lived in Nebraska about another 10 years. And then my show got picked up at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. So I moved down to Florida about 10 years ago. And I've been living in Florida about the last 10, 11 years of my life. And enjoy living in Florida, other than the holidays are kind of weird. I do miss the snow. In fact, I have to go back to Florida tomorrow morning, and then I'm in Florida till Saturday, and then I'll be back in Nebraska next Saturday, doing a couple more post-proms in Nebraska next Saturday. And those post-proms will be in Omaha, Nebraska, I'll be in Lincoln, Nebraska, I'll be in all those bigger cities in Nebraska. But always enjoy coming to Nebraska. People on stage, people in the audience, look right here. People on stage, people in the audience, look at my right hand. People on stage, people in the audience, look right here. When I snap my fingers together, at that particular moment, fingers snap together, anytime I say Nebraska, anytime I say Florida, the scents, odors, smells attached to those words you realize are coming from you yourself. So I gotta go back to Florida tomorrow, and then I'm in Florida, I'm in Orlando, Florida, then I go to Tampa Bay, Florida, I go down to Sarasota, Florida. I'll be going down to Naples, Florida, then I'll be coming back up to Orlando, Florida, before flying all the way back to Omaha, Nebraska. I'll be in Nebraska again next Saturday, and be in Nebraska on Sunday, and be in Nebraska on Monday, and then I'll be flying back to Florida, and then back to Nebraska. And are we having a good time tonight here in Central City, Nebraska? Are we having fun here in Nebraska? What's the gentleman's name? Jim? Jeff, sitting up, eyes open. Jeff, sleep. Jeff, eyes open. Jeff, sleep. Hypnotist 30, Jeff, love. Will, sit the eyes up. Will, sleep. Way down, Will. For my friend Will in the audience, on the count of 3 back to 1, Will, you're going to open your eyes. When you open your eyes, Will, you're going to have a very strong desire to join us on stage. However, Will, you know I have already selected the volunteers. Therefore, Will, you are going to sneak your way up onto the stage. Now, Will, you're not going to crawl around the floor or anything foolish like that. You're just going to walk up here when my back is turned towards you. However, Will, if on your approach I look right at you, you will peel off, do a 180, and head off the other direction, pretending as if you're not coming up here until the coast is clear, at which point you make another attempt. Anytime I look at you upon your attempts, you'll turn the other direction. However, eventually you'll make it onto stage and sit in one of the empty chairs. All those suggestions take place for Will on the count of 3 back to 1. 3, 2, 1. Eyes open for him. Out. A nice round of applause for everybody else. Relax him down even further. Yeah. We got a good one there? Clap for it. Come on. Round of applause. Is it good over there? All right. So, we got everything cool there? You alright, man? Good. Alright, so we got one there, we got one there, we got one there. Alright, we got 1, 2, very good. We got one there, very good. Everything cool over there? Very good over there. Alright. So, let's take a look here. So we have one there, one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stuck in your chair, Will, sleep. People in the audience, on the count of 3 back to 1, you're going to open your eyes and you're going to look down at your feet. When you look down at your feet, you're going to realize that your feet have grown 3 times their normal size. When you walk, you will take very large, over-exaggerated steps as if you were an astronaut walking on the moon. You will maintain perfect balance at all times. Each step you take, you gain better and better mobility and can move easier, quicker, and faster. It's all going to happen right now on the count of 3 back to 1. People on stage and in the audience. 3, 2, 1. People on stage and in the audience, go ahead and stand up. Take a little test walk with those new feet and shoes. People who are on stage, slowly, one at a time, go down the stairs onto the showroom floor with perfect balance. Find the stairs, locate the stairs, and one at a time go down the stairs, single file onto the showroom floor. Continue to walk around. the theater in different directions from one another. Perfect balance, perfect balance, perfect balance. Spread out from one another. When I snap my fingers, your hands also grow 3 times their normal size. Now you have the big hands and the big feet walking around. And you can head back that way, head back that way. Watch your step there, heading back that way. Staying off the stage. When I snap my fingers again, your heads also grow 3 times their normal size with perfect balance. Now you have big heads, big hands, big feet walking around in perfect balance. The reason why your bodies are like this, when I snap again, you realize that you are alien creatures from outer space. Aliens, this is your first encounter with human beings. Go into the audience, find a human being seated in the audience that's nearest you now, and examine the human being. When you come to the first human being, examine the human's hair. Touch it, feel it, smell it, examine their hair. Touch it, feel it, smell it, examine their hair. Humans sit very still, they will not harm you much. And now move to the next human that's nearest that one. And when you get to the next human being, you will examine the human's ears. Be very gentle with the ear, as the ear is a very delicate piece of anatomy. Touch the ear gently, carefully, gingerly, as the humans are very delicate creatures. And now move to the front of their face. Examine the human's nose. Be very gentle with the nose, as again the nose is a very delicate feature. Touch the nose. Look at the nose. Lean down. Look inside if need be. However, no probing necessary. And now move to the next human that's nearest that one. And when you do, look with your eyes into their eyes. And as you do, you recognize, you realize that human being has information in their mind that you need to extract. And the way to extract that information is to use your telepathic powers and stare as closely as you can with your eyes directly into their eyes. The closer you get with your eyes to their eyes, the more information you can gather telepathically. And as the humans try and resist, you know how to stimulate them, that's right. Rub their elbows in order to create stimulation. Rub their elbows as you stare in their eyes. Rub their elbows as you stare in their eyes. Rub both elbows as you stare in their eyes. And when I snap my fingers, the music's going to stop. And when the music stops, you are all going to be wide awake, wondering what you're doing. 3, 2, 1.